initiating and managing non-governmental organization. So a non-governmental organization is a non-profit organization that has the value, a particular value at heart, meaning it has an objective it wants to achieve. Non-governmental organizations are not for profit. And one very important thing is they must have an objective and a value that they are trying to achieve. So we have different types of organizations based on the values they are trying to achieve. So in this course, we are going to talk about the classification of NGOs. We are going to talk about registration of NGOs. We are going to talk about typical content of the constitution of any NGO we are setting up. And we are going to differentiate between governance, leadership, and management in NGOs. There's NGO management, there's key functions of management. So I said NGOs are organizations and not-for-profit organizations that try to achieve a particular social value in the society. So according to the classification of NGO, we have operational NGOs and we have advocacy NGO. That is based on the classification. Then based on the orientation, that is based on what they are trying to achieve according to the objectives, they can be classified into charitable NGOs, service NGO, participatory NGO, and empowering NGO. But I have to explain. So I'm going back to the classification of NGO. Here, one, operational NGO. And in operational NGOs, these are organizations that are solely for developmental projects. For instance, they want to improve computer literacy. They provide the computer facilities, they provide the training facilities for this set of people, maybe youth in a particular community or dropouts in a particular community. They are solely for developmental projects. That is operational NGOs. They provide projects. Is it clear? Okay. So we have advocacy NGOs. These are NGOs that are mainly to promote a particular cause. They like if it is HIV/AIDS awareness or electoral rules awareness, they advocate, they promote a particular cause. Those are the two basic types. Then for the orientation based on what they intend to do, that is, we have participatory NGOs, we have charitable NGOs, we have service NGOs. And for charitable NGOs, these are NGOs that are directed towards weaker categories in the community. And weaker categories in the community means the charitable NGOs, they are targeted at weaker categories in the society. So these NGOs, they are mainly for certain causes in the community. For instance, girl dropouts, that is girl child education. These NGOs that target education of girl children in the society or vulnerable people in the society, maybe disabled people. Organizations that are directed towards achieving charitable support, charitable means to support the community. Then we have service NGOs. Service NGOs are those organizations that provide care. It might be legal care, it might be health care. You will realize that you will even hear on radio or on TV about an organization that sets up health care, free health care for a particular community. These are service NGOs. What they do is they source expertise, maybe medical doctors or nurses or ophthalmologists or surgeons, and sponsor these people to provide healthcare service to a community. That is service NGO. Then there is another category, participatory NGO. But these NGOs, they go to the community, they talk to the members of the community, and they listen to them, Then from there, they can identify the problem they can achieve or the problem they can help tackle in that community. They allow the members of the community to participate in the identification of their problem. They don't just bring service or projects from their own office. They go to this community, they listen to them, they have meetings with them, and at the end of the day, they bring up services, or they bring up projects that can target their needs. That is participatory NGO. Okay. Then there is empowering NGO. These organizations, these NGOs are directed at providing skills and expertise. It could be like maybe teaching dropout, that is secondary school dropout, bakery, or catering services, or computer knowledge, just to improve their livelihood by improving their skills or their expertise. That is empowering NGO. Empowering means you're adding a particular value to their life to improve their livelihood. You want to add value to their life to improve their livelihood. They can stand on their own and earn a living. When you empower them, you add value to their life, you give them skills, you train them on a particular expertise. Yes. Charitable means maybe you brought a bag of rice, you gave the community, and they share amongst themselves. It is an NGO. You understand? An NGO might realize that, these people, they maybe like an IDP camp. You understand? An organization might decide to give them foodstuff, to give them clothing, to give them medication. It is something used up, different from empowering, that it is a skill they can use for the rest of their life. Okay, now we have features of NGO. Features in the sense that what are the characteristics or attributes that a particular organization will possess for us to identify it as a particular NGO. And one of it is usually not for profit. No matter the kind of income or the size of income they have in their custody, it is still not for profit. That money, that asset they have, the money they have in their account, the cash in their possession, it is still not for profit. It is for a certain cause. That is why, and any organization you see that is non-profit, for a non-profit purpose, it is NGO. Okay. The second one is it has to promote a particular social value of its target beneficiary. Social value in the sense that it has to have a particular need it is targeting. Need in the sense that whatever the beneficiary is lacking. I cited the situation of youth, especially that are vulnerable, and vulnerable youth that are not likely to be able to continue their education. They might be provided with computer skill. So the social value in this case will now be empowering the youth by adding computer knowledge, giving them computer knowledge, basic computer skills to this youth. Now the youth is your target beneficiary. The value you're adding to their life is computer knowledge, computer training. So any organization that is directed to adding value, a social value to a target beneficiary is NGO. Another one is it must be a voluntary organization. Voluntary organization formed by the free will of the founder. This means that the founder of the organization must be a voluntary thing. It cannot be imposed. Let me cite an example. Let me cite T.Y. Danjuma's NGO. It needed to meet certain needs in the community when it created that organization. It was a voluntary decision. It wasn't coerced by any government or any other person. It is a voluntary decision. So likewise, any NGO must be as a result of a voluntary decision by the founder to create the organization to meet a target need in the community. Now, the fourth one says it must be legally registered with the government for it to be able to function properly. It must be properly registered, legally registered to function properly. Now, the fifth one, the fifth attribute of any NGO is it is independent of private or government influences, meaning private organization or private individual cannot influence the objective of the organization. Neither is a government, the government in power must not be able to influence the activities of that organization. Um, this is a very important attribute of any NGO if it has to be independent of private or government influences. Then the last one says it must not be associated with any criminal or corruption, in the sense that if it has to be credible. That's the main thing. The NGO has to be credible, and most especially finance-wise, it has to be credible. So those are the 6 attributes of any NGO.